Yeah, I feel alright. My groin feels good. I ran yesterday, which was the second time. There was no reaction today, which was really important. So rested today, done some work in the gym, and yeah, I feel good. So I'm happy.
In your absence, as you probably know, there have been a lot of rumours swirling about your future, linking you to other clubs, other countries.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've got a chance to talk to you. Can you tell us about where you see your future with Toronto FC?
Yeah, that's for me. It was something that was normal, to be honest. Like in my career, I've always been, especially when the transfer window opens, doesn't matter what club I've been at. There's always seemed to be speculation around like my future and is he going to stay, is he going to go and stuff like that. So obviously for me, it was sort of like, here we go again, sort of thing. It was just normal. I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I think my main focus was trying to get fit. The people that know me, they know I love playing football, and I find it really, really difficult to be on the sidelines. And when you can't play, and especially such a crucial time, pushing for the playoffs, and I wanna be involved. I wanna score goals. I wanna push the club forward. So I just try to just blank it out. Obviously, you see things on the TV. Social media is powerful, and you see things, but I just try to block it out and just concentrating on getting myself fit so I can come back and push for the playoffs.
Are you glad to be back?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm really happy that my groin feels good. I just want to get myself fit, get myself sharp, and like I tweeted, just looking forward to this playoff push because it's an exciting time. Fantastic win on the weekend for the boys, and just want to be back involved.
What's the timetable?
I think tomorrow again I'm running again, changing direction just to make sure there's no reaction to my groin, and hopefully I think I'll be back in full training on Monday. And just go from there. I had a good conversation with the manager yesterday for about 20 minutes. Spoke about his ideas. I was really impressed, and just basically said, I'm ready to go. I feel good, and it's just a case of being patient because I always seem to try and rush back into training because I want to be involved. But a case of just being patient and make sure that when I get back into the team, hopefully I can just keep myself fit and have a good push from now to the end of the season.
Were you at any point close to joining another team?
Again, the speculation, I remember being at home and obviously at the time I only went home just to see just get a second opinion basically, to see a physio that I've used throughout my whole career because I was a little bit worried because I thought I had a hernia. With the symptoms I was getting, I was really, really restricted in my movement when I was playing games and even in training. I was restricted. I couldn't really shoot. When I was turning, I could feel it. And I remember speaking to Ryan Nelson. And I said, I think I've got a hernia. What do you think? And he just basically said, well, if you trust the physio back home, then go and see him because Ryan said that he had the same problem as a player, and he carried on playing. And he got to a point where he broke down and he had to have an operation. So I just wanted to go home and just to get a second opinion and just take it from there. But just to answer your question, there was obviously speculation, about my future, the QPR thing. Again, that's out of my control because, if a club comes in for a player, then as a player, you just sort of like sit back and you let the club deal with it. It's not my fault that a club comes in. And obviously, because the relationship I've had with Harry Redknapp over the years, so I can understand that, people look at that and they think, well, obviously it must be true or he must be leaving, but obviously nothing happened anyway. And in my heart, I didn't think anything was going to happen anyway because obviously, I came here in March. For me, it's still early days and it's a crucial time, like I mentioned before. We're pushing for the playoffs, so in my heart, I couldn't really see me, getting sold to another football club. It just didn't make any sense.
Harry Redknapp told the BBC that he wanted to go. What conversation did you have with him? How did that?
He always says that. Harry always says that. I was with Harry. What people need to understand is that situation is different. I was with Harry when I was 16 at West Ham. He brought me to Portsmouth. Then he signed me back at Tottenham. So, even before the windows were open, sometimes he'll call me. And like I spoke to Harry 4 months ago. He said, "How's it going over there? You enjoying it?" I said, "Yeah." And he just said, "Obviously, you could come here on loan on the off season and keep yourself fit and sharp and help us to push up on the table, wherever they are in the table, and that was it. So obviously Harry's going to come out and say that because he knows that the relationship I got with him, he knows that I love playing for him. But again, Harry's saying that's not in my control. If he's come out and said that, then there's nothing I can do.
Is that something that you want to explore in the off-season?
Obviously, it'd be something that's different, and I understand that there's other players that have done it. Because I remember a couple of years back, obviously when I was at Tottenham, Robbie Keane came back, and it was great to see him. He didn't actually play, but he trained, and I think he went to before that. I think he went to Aston Villa. I think did well. So yeah, obviously it's something that I've thought about doing before I come back. So I'm ready to go, and I'm sharp and I'm fit. So yeah, but obviously with people, if a manager comes out and says something like that, that's out of my control.
There was speculation when you were scrolling. What do you have to say to them? Do you want to stay with this team in the long run?
Yeah, the thing is, obviously, I never came out anyway and said I wanted to leave. Obviously, there's going to be, like I mentioned before, in England it's normal, where there's speculation about players leaving, players going. I've been in situations where I've been at clubs before, and there's players that are there, and you think, they must be leaving, and then they end up staying, and the fans are still supporting the player, because at the end of the day, I'm still TFC player, and I'm totally committed to the cause. Even my first press conference, I said, I want to come here and I want to get into the playoffs. I want to push the team and do something that's never been done before. Nothing's changed. Even more hungry now because, I've been on the sideline for a few weeks. I've not played. It's been frustrating, especially reading things which isn't true. I remember reading something, and it said that I text Ryan Nelson saying that, well, if you're gone, then I'm leaving also. That's not true, and that's hard to sit back and read something like that when I know that's not true. I would never do anything like that.
But yeah, do you expect to be back next season?
Yeah, well, again, that's out of my control. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but all I can say to the fans is I'm fully committed. Looking forward to getting back and just looking forward to this playoff push.
Part of the problem we've seen with European players coming, it's not a new problem, is going from that European winter to the North American summer, not really having a pre-season. How has that affected your health in this first year in MLS?
Yeah, it's been difficult because I've more or less played 2 seasons. It's like 14, 15 months straight without a rest. But again, I love my football, and I've always tried to look after my body. I'm someone who's teetotal. I don't drink. I always, do my stuff in the gym. And try to look after myself to make sure that when I play and I perform, and I think I've done that. I think every time I've played, I've given it 100%, and I've managed to, score a lot of goals, which is important for me and important for the team. And I've done things properly. So obviously it's been difficult, and I knew at some stage maybe I'll get little niggles here and there. But again, you try and monitor them as much as you can.
Tim Lywicki and Ryan Nelson, 2 of the people who brought you to the club, Jermain, one is gone and the other one is leaving at some point. I know you can't control the executive structure of the club, but were you disappointed to hear that those 2 were leaving?
Yeah, obviously I was disappointed, and I think that's only natural because obviously I spoke to Ryan Nelson on numerous occasions before I came, and he just basically said, it's a fantastic city, it's a good football club, a club that is going to go places, and they can get anyone and they want you. Straight away I was honoured, and I sat back with my family and said, well, it's a great opportunity. Obviously, with the manager not being here anymore, Ryan not being here, and Tim coming out and saying he's leaving, obviously it's disappointing, but it's not something that's not it's happened before. I've been at clubs before. I remember I was at Tottenham, and Jack Santini was the manager, and he left after 4 months. As a player, you just have to get on with it. The most important thing is, being professional, playing for the football club and getting results. Managers coming and going, that's part and parcel. There's nothing we can do as players, but just to be professional and just get on with it.
Greg Banny, his philosophy. Is this something that you think might suit you a little bit more? Greg seems to be much more attacking-minded and getting forward a lot more. Will that help your game more with that type of philosophy?
I think so. I spoke to the manager, and he just basically said that he wants to play high tempo. He wants the players to move the ball quick, I think training's been a lot harder, speaking to some of the players, which is good. And especially watching the highlights over the weekend, I think spells of the game, I think all the stuff that the boys did in training in terms of the movement and moving the ball quick and getting crosses in, it was spot on the weekend, and they managed to get the goals. But I'm just really looking forward to getting back into training and just really getting the feel of things and just getting back onto the pitch.
Have you scored goals when you've been healthy? Have you enjoyed your North American experience? Is it what you expected it to be?
Yeah, it's been amazing, and I think I'm lucky enough to be at a fantastic football club with special fans. I've said that many times, and with special people. There's some fantastic people at the football club. From day one, I walked into the change rooms. The players downstairs, all the boys have been fantastic, and I think that helped me settle in and sort of like, I felt at home. And then it's just down to me to get on the pitch and perform. And I love scoring goals. I love playing football, and as I keep saying, I just want to just get back onto the pitch and I suppose just give it everything and hopefully get into the playoffs, because I think if we do that, it'll be something special.